Finish talking to my kid. Stay logged in, thank goodness. I went ahead and knocked out that Ether thing. Oh good, does he get to follow me? I'm so happy, thank you. Oh, that's too bad. Oh. Stop wasting time. Huh. Ugh. log off and log back on, but except for broadcast, hop back on. Yeah, so I'm still fighting this thing. I guess you can't hear anything, huh? As soon as it's done, we're gonna off and on this. I think we finally got it. Okay. Cool, that was awesome. So, let's turn this off. Hopefully you can see everything now. Alright, goodbye ice cream. You're delicious as usual. Alright, let's get comfy. It's about 3 hours of this business. See if we can get up to at least 68 level quests. I think we're about halfway through 66, probably. Yeah. I think we're done with it this weekend. That'd be great. The next week we can just chill. I don't feel like so rushed to do this. There it is, the 12 Wonders. Hermes is looking for Doris. Let's look for Doris too. He's a man with long blonde hair. I know when I see him. Oh good, yes, follow me. Okay, let's do that. Once I get back to the record today's results, I should probably be able to put that report to bed. Not Doris, his hair is long, but color is wrong. You dummy, I said blonde. You big dummy. I know, I'm a big dummy. Doris, that's Doris. Well now, if it isn't midnight island, it brings you here. What'd you do with those pitiful creatures? Ah, I thought I heard familiar voices. I didn't realize you two had decided to help me search for Doris. Thank you. You're in charge of Lycanos, I believe. What are they doing now? Out in the fields and restraints. Frenzy is the word I couldn't real will return to Kittis. When submitting a report, I see them reverted without delay. It's as he says, the beasts are indeed quite ferocious. You're one of the 14, what brings you here? Nothing, no need to concern yourself with, as you were. We've hired news that Laconia slaughtered Arletta and the observer in charge. Your opinion is fit to be released? I am. The abnormal aggression and exceptional strength makes for a highly problematic combination. Matters not where they were released. Lyconians would threaten other species and upset the natural order. Could be the specimens observed or an outlier? Highly unlikely. We've created a good many of them. They all exhibited the same tendencies. Even when we used Kairos to begin with the flesh start, their behavior was unchanged. Kairos. A memory reconfiguration system the Chief himself created. It allows us to erase or alter memories and may observe creations in different environmental conditions that need to remake them from scratch. Quite impressive and potentially dangerous, depending on the intensity of their conditions. Pashta, that I may wish to have words with you. Rest assured, I've kept all my values within prescribed limits and to prevent use its application subject to those authorized by the Chief Overseer. Do not misunderstand, to manipulate a subject's memory is an intrusive act I deeply abhor, but is still preferable to execution. Come now, Chief. It's not be so melodramatic. That was born of Beth or simply being reduced to its original state. Yeah, dude, come on. I know distinctions concern you, but we mustn't lose sight of the bigger picture, making rational choices for the sake of a more prosperous star. Creation cannot be properly studied, even with the aid of Kairos. We make the creation is deemed a detrimental existence, we would make it. 'Tis all the greater good, none questions the necessity of such routine process. I understand these things I do. I never think to unleash declared an undeniable threat into the world. It is significant, though their individual lives may be next to all creation. It is all the Lyconas have. Before we sell their fates, we owe it to these things to exhaust all options to ensure nothing has been overlooked. If you insist, let me provide you with a full report, and we take it from there. It would be possible for us to attend the discussion, and Silk would better carry out his duties. By all means. Pray show them to the meeting room. The matter of things are just things, they just control like magic. Hermes told me once. Should I new gloves? My face discussion may take a while, during which time... Oh, that was weird. The girl just showed up out of nowhere. Veteran, are you feeling unwell? It's not me, Hermes, it's you. I won't go to the meeting, I'll stay with Rich. Loathed though I am opposed, may I leave Madeline in your care again? Of course. I mean, you're dead, if you'll excuse me. Can you help me with something? The meeting will take Hermes sad. I want to cheer him up with a flower. Hermes like flowers most of creation to Elvis. All creations are expected to be interesting or beautiful, strong, better in some way. Flowers are different. They're designed to suit our emotions, but there's a way to convey Hermes like that. I can't make flowers, so I'll search for them if you want to search with me. Let's start here. It's 12 wonders. Yep, okay, gotcha. Too bright for this to be investment Hermes. Talents on a tree looks for flowers. Their apples are covered in syrup. Let's head outside the door next. Okay. An array of beautiful flowers color makes a pattern. It would be better for Hermes, but they're hedged in. Means you shouldn't touch them either. They're under observation or poisonous, and any other place should be fine enough. Let's keep looking. They're hedged in. I see. Look at this. Just stand. So tall, thin stalk, the alley-shaped flowers mesmerizing its undulations. Oh, I couldn't have the flower that can move, and Hermes was looking at a seat shot at him. Not a good gift, maybe. But they're good. The spotting. As we have some... Oh, we'll find something soon. Oh, no, I need you to be like a couch. I wish this thing pulled out. I wonder if it does. Thanks. I'll look next time I'm up. Over there, something big, huge. Is it a mob battle? Melodious grass. Terrible stench remnants of sodden old boots parades there. Without a doubt, the culprit is a Marlboro-like creature before you. It's an Adonis. The things around its mouth look like petals to the flowers or orbs to the head. I respected it swallowed him up, but he won't leave his room for days. What do you think? Not a good sort of memory. So this one either finding flowers hard as far as footman. Fight no griffins. Oh, fine. There's nothing. Is there anything over there? What could it be? That's the Alps. Ooh, they're here. He likes and dislikes them at the same time. Like me, they're intelligies. Like me, they feel the pain and turn dark. It's not for armies though. For others, there's always white and bright. Always dark. True, the flower is dark in your home. Then, do you have it too, a dark emotion? I see. Hermes has felt the same. A shortness of breath, the walls closer and closer, but only him. No one else feels it. Please, won't you lend them to me? Your doubts and anxiety. I want to make the flower dark in front of Hermes. He's in a dark place as before he created me. He needs to know that he isn't there alone. The others are sad too. Sure. Truly, you'll do it. Thank you. It means a lot to me, more than I can say. I can't wait to see how Hermes reacts. Let's go back and fetch him. Oh, but first I must do the other winds. My essence, blah blah blah. I'm Hippodo, meow meow, yes, hello from my friends, meow loudly, dark conflict creatures and orders. Then a test began, disrupt the creatures, subdue unruly subjects, we can't have that. Meow meow, follow, yep, let's go. Neighbor creatures that facing one another down, it looks like to be expected. Some dueling creatures. These two? Anemones!
Oh. You were waiting for me.
Yeah, I was. This isn't tight enough for me, is the issue.
You finished talking?
This definitely doesn't pop out. Oh, that's too bad.
Yes. We've come to a decision. My thanks for keeping Meteon company.
What we're gonna do?
Emmett Selk and Hythlodaeus have already retired to their rooms. There is room for you too, if you would follow me.
Let's get this up. No, I want you nice and tight. Right.
Wait! I want to show you something first.
Elpis flowers?
Go on. You're not the only one, Hermes. Others feel sad too. You're not alone.
I see Meteon has shared much with you. May we talk a moment?
Hedgehog. Little guy.
I do not think it wrong that we live for the star, that we strive to make it a better place. And yet, in carrying out my duties here, there are times when I am plagued by doubt. Do you recall what Hythlodaeus said, when we first spoke of my nomination? Death is the privilege of those who have fulfilled their purpose, a choice they embrace of their own free will, and when they depart, it is always beautiful. Perhaps it is, but only for man. Creations that he deems useless are discarded with nary a second thought, some scarcely born into the world, afforded a handful of breaths before life and potential are abruptly extinguished. We make an effort to spare them the pain. They sense what awaits. Rage and anguish and cower and fear. And it is not beautiful. Yet no one cares. No one. So fixated are we upon the duty that we do not pause to question the method. Pain and suffering, confusion and despair, writ plain in the eyes of those poor creatures. Yet no one sees. We turn a blind eye and carry on in blissful ignorance. Not amiss. And always, always the blossoms shine pure and white. A contradiction so blatant I could scream, want to scream. How can you all accept this aberration? Then I wonder, am I the aberration for thinking thus? And I am filled with dread. But now I know I'm not alone. Not the only one for whom the flowers weep. I won't ask what you thought as you kneeled beside the Elpis, or if you only did it at Meteon's insistence. Nevertheless, I thank you. To know that you too have experienced suffering is a comfort. to so willingly lend an ear to ease my burden. You are a strange one. The stars in the heavens. Know you what they are? Though it is too far to tell, each glittering light could be a world not unlike Aetheris. A world filled with life, so many stars, so many lives. For us, there may be no higher purpose than to live for our world. But what of the other living beings out there? What is it that gives their lives meaning? That drives them day after day after day? To pose that question to our undiscovered cousins, I created beings of Dynamis, who can traverse the vast emptiness between the stars. Meteion and her sisters. Aye, sisters. She has a great many of them, and they have already departed on their journey, traveling to one star and then the next in search of life, as one might expect. Exploration on such a grand scale is rife with difficulties, and thus far I've naught to show for it. But I have faith that we will make some manner of discovery ere long. And when we do, I should be glad to share our findings with you, in gratitude for your kindness. It's getting rather late. We had best find our beds. It would not do for both of us to be sleep-deprived on the morrow. Come, Meteion. Let us head back.
All right.
All right. And then she dies. Gloves, good. I'll be feeling perhaps it's time to attend my next task. I'm at Silicon Hytholithus, or where the verdicts regarding the fate of the Kano 7 were created for observation, and all 7 must be unmade. Doris has followed the correct protocols, and she sorry I can find no fault in this judgment. The Kano has been destructive natural or ravaging. They cannot be released into the wild and cannot be allowed to remain here in Elpis. I intend to petition the Bureau of Architect to have the concept preserved as a restricted purpose hazardous life form. Drethlis has pledged to support me in this endeavor, yet whatever the board decides, this one can also have several difference. Doris has already asked the creatures of pregnant cat the necessary measures. I will join in forth with this due to witness the conclusion to this story. If we resolve, then we have to buy a company. Of course, this we all Doors here hurt? What happened here? They caught me off guard. I had to be bound with Hethar's shackles, but they became frenzied even more than usual. I broke free. Must have stopped 4, but the other 3 escaped. I see them. 2 have taken air above the 12 woods. The last is up there looking at the fields. You and Rich don't handle that one. The pair in the sky, you can leave to me. If this I must end, then so be it. Under assistance on this look, I need to know what it is. Midan, you stay here with Doris. But Hermes, the Conus must be reverted. I have to spare you the pain in mine. This is my burden, not yours, but if your time and help me, so please follow my lead. Appreciate but limit that it is necessary. There is a Carthage rises a president, feels threatened will flee beyond our reach. Here's my plan, you'll approach slowly and flee under that kind of stench. Now I warn you, his blows are furious, temperaments, and spots you unleash words of fire. Fear not, by my measure you're more than equal to task, but stand the onslaught for a few moments and give me time to catch you unawares. Ready, then let us begin.
Now. Oh. Forgive me. Please, forgive me. May you and your kin find peace.
You're too beautiful for this
Wherever
world.
your souls may drift in the underworld, may you find tranquil seas. Be not forgotten. In concept endure. To reclaim form and one day live again. Serve not the star, or any purpose save your own. Live again, if that be your desire. Hate, if that be your want. We are worthy. But leave your suffering behind. Lay down your burdens, be born anew. Fly high, fly free. join the convocation, Hermes? You do not belong here. Leave to replace another. To be replaced. It changes nothing. Tell me, do you think it right that we sacrifice all these lives for the sake of the star? And when the star has reached perfection, what then? If all who are satisfied choose to die, shall we all die in satisfaction? I do not know. Were I to take up the seat of Fandaniel, it would be tantamount to approving my predecessor's death. I do not know if it is right. And to be torn by such thoughts, I do not know if I am fit to represent mankind.
Hermes! Please don't be angry. It hurts so.
Forgive me. If you would still consider me in spite of everything, I beg some time to gather my thoughts. Meanwhile, Hythlodaeus, I fear I must trouble you to attend to the others.
'Tis no trouble at all. Take as long as you require.
And you, my friend, I pray you find that which you seek.
I expect we have some few matters to discuss. Shall we return to the 12 Wonders for a time?
Aye.
Satopotamus. The other lad cannot taken care of. The incident is resolved. Life and Elpis continues to no real ends, as the case may be. Rationally speaking, I understand Hermes' argument, no matter how well deserved the rest, there is a pang of sadness when a colleague leaves us. And never has a departure caused me so much grief as Hermes appears to feel, which must be like the experience of torment. New gloves! I need to equip said gloves. Where to now? If there's anywhere to visit before we leave, we should be glad to show you, by the way. Hermes is not yet outright refused the position of the convocation may postpone the decision. As such, I may as well resume my assessment. In accompany him, I will content myself with questioning his colleagues. You're the pragmatist, and allow me to remain your humble guide. What of you? Will you continue along with us? I don't know. What if our fellowship travels so well unbroken? I say we explore another part of Elpis, see what the new encounter is to be had. If you would follow me, we all head back towards the Angolas. Yeah. Let's go get my gemstone stuff going on. Alright, we're gonna travel here first. Where is? There he is. From here we follow the path northwards to No Tyrannus. They will find a teleport state travel between the islands of Elpis. First-time travelers must be accompanied by someone who's requisite permission, which your previously been granted. They only need to use the device together once, and henceforth you'll be able to use it freely. Shall we? We shall! No more fates here. We gotta focus up. We have so much time to beat this. I'll call it a day. Here's enough turn. This will take us to the blah blah blah. Western Island. It's right, looming over the bridge. It's this way.
I present to you Kalamelios Zephyros. Here you will find a number of testing facilities, as well as the observation hub of Poiton Oikos. Right then. Let's begin by... Well, well. An Arrhaeus. How delightful.
And what, pray tell, is that?
Some sort of fat
That's a
one
new
shark.
species of shark. We approved the concept but a few days ago. Sharks are among the most popular sea creatures. Rare is the day when someone does not submit a new concept. At first, they were largely orthodox, consideration given to such things as size and environmental impact, and then a whimsical someone thought to bestow it with flight, another superior intelligence. And then the floodgates burst. Concepts with multiple heads, or arms arms and legs, and so on and so forth. It was getting absurd. A part of me wanted to tell them to go away and find something else to create, but in the end I couldn't deny their passion. And here we are.
That was too close. Are you unharmed?
Tidalin.
Well now, if it isn't a pair of familiar faces.
Banar, that we should meet you here.
As I mentioned earlier, the better part of the convocation holds that when we retire is when we return to the star. Well, she is not among said majority. Even after stepping down, she carries on with her work. Vanar is her name, and she is the previous Azem.
It has been a while, Hythlodaeus. You look well. Less so, Emmet Selk. I dare say the lines upon your brow have both deepened and doubled in number. Shame for one so young. You must make an effort to frown less often.
Easier said than done, thanks to your unruly successor.
How is she, if I may ask?
Incorrigible as ever. Rushed headlong into a volcano on the brink of eruption just the other day. I should be glad to share the tale in its entirety later, if you're so inclined.
Ha! You know I am. Now then, you are? I say, Have you perchance come from the future? I do not believe we have ever met, yet I sense my magic upon you. Therefore, if I wove the enchantment, I could only have done so at a later point in time.
What manner of magic is this, if I may ask?
A traveler's ward, of course. It prevents the corruption of one's ether. Primals, you say? I'm not familiar with such beings, but if they enthrall by warping the balance of ether, then yes, the magic would afford you a measure of protection. I gather from your question that you are not ignorant to its presence.
Hold on. From the future? That's absurd.
What is it? Are you unable to speak of the matter?
The reality to which you must return exists as a result of the final days. You cannot reshape the past to undo the tragedies of the present.
So, your actions here will not change your history, but they may yet affect the course of ours. How very exciting. I'm quite fond of delving into the unknown, and there's naught more unknown than the future. Until a moment finally arrives, we cannot know for certain what will come to pass, regardless of our supposed foreknowledge. So you needn't worry for us. More importantly, that you should go to such great lengths as to travel unto the past bespeaks the gravity of your quest. Will you not reveal it to us? Mayhap we can be of aid to your cause.
If this is true, then you've been keeping quite the secret to yourself. As a representative of the Convocation, I will hear it all. Your identity, purpose, everything.
Why don't we move to a place more conducive to calm conversation? I've been working here for some days now at an old friend's behest. If it is agreeable, we may make use of my accommodation at Poiton Oikos.
After I get all the ether currents.
We were meant to meet. I am certain of it. Else I wouldn't have marked you so clearly and sent you unto myself in the past. It's precisely the sort of mischief I would get up to. And quite inspired, if I do say so myself.
My apologies, but move along. A colleague has tasked me with the matter to rather not leave unresolved. While finding a certain engraved crystal and a quick-fingered Aureus, which made off with it. In Aureus, you say we've seen the culprit before being struck by the shark. Would you like us to follow his ethereal trail? That would, of course, lead us only to the Aureus, which no guarantee that it hasn't dropped or stashed with the crystal you see. Please, in that which would be enormously helpful. While you are hunting down the thief, I can follow behind and scour the forest floor just in case. I sure to appreciate another pair of eyes to cover the land west of here. What do you think, small bridge leading into Puna? Let us meet up there and exhaust our efforts. Oh, this is so west. Oh, southeast. Look at this magnificent creature. So beautiful. Our last searcher returns. I'm afraid the Auras no longer had the crystal, nor was able to find it. Followed its way. This was better and better. I did! Oh, the crystal. Well done. Wonderful. Now I can focus on our tale without missing a concept nagging my mind if I was nagging for finding things. That searching go hand in hand. Travel often when there's something in common. Long ago when I had to see to visit, I was forever trekking back and forth across the star in search of answers to our people's problems. Naturally, any such journey is less considered loosens and trust the position of a whimsical successor. Yet I am eager to come running through the old acquaintance and new interests require my personal attention. So it brings me to Elpis. In fact, many times my presence has been requested, my opinion sought concerning the habitat, this and that creation. Agreeing to help locate the Mr. Crystal was my distraction, which now promises to become a major revelation. How strange and wonderful is the way one thing leads to another. Wouldn't you agree? Give me that level, girl. Oh, we're so close. There's not a fate nearby. No. This quest will do it, though. Thank you again for the timely help. Now then, this is time to return the stolen property. If you go ahead of my accommodation, I'll join you as soon as you've attended to task. I'll pass straight ahead to the building on top of the slope. I have an entire place myself, so you speak of fear of being disturbed or overheard. That's a big bird. Oh, it's a roe, I see. Looks like she's tall. Welcome to my temporary abode. Please make yourself at home while I put on some tea.
A wonderful aroma. I feel more relaxed already.
Would that I had sweetmeats to offer, but I travel light out of habit. There's plenty of hot water, though, so please, have as much tea as you like. Now then, will you tell us your tale?
How much am I going to tell these people, I wonder?
Why don't you start from the beginning? Preposterous. Utterly preposterous.
While not the words I would have chosen, I too have my doubts. Much of it borders on the incredulous. What of you, Vanar?
Not knowing the precise details of the first final days, it is difficult to determine the veracity of the tale. Supposing it is all true, I must ask myself why I would do what I did. Why would I feel I had no recourse but to oppose the 14 and create this Hydaelyn? Circumstances change, of course, but it would not have been an easy decision regardless. No, there must have been a reason. One compelling enough to force me to take such drastic measures. Then there is the Elpis flower, which I said would serve as a guide. That it's of import to your mission is plain, but your presence here leads me to believe that this place also holds significance. But what could it be? What are we meant to accomplish?
Might it not be simply thus? In the future, whence she came, the final days could not be averted. Mankind has no choice but to flee the star. By alerting us to that eventuality, perhaps you wish to pave the way for other futures.
Theoretically speaking, it is a possibility. Yet if that were my primary objective, I see no reason to guide our friend to Elpis specifically. The capital on Amarot, or even my own home would be more logical destinations.
True, true. I note also that Hydaelyn did not specify a point in time to which she must return. By this, it may be inferred that it was not critical that we should meet.
Alternately, she had reason to believe that our paths would converge, coincidental though it may seem.
This is quite a puzzle, and we do not have all the pieces.
Hardly any. But we do have one immutable fact. If the final days are indeed as described, they will bring death to all that I hold dear. Yet despite being afforded long years of preparation, The only provisions I could make were for flight. Nay, my first and foremost endeavor would be to find a way to forestall the coming doom.
Given that even the 14 failed, mayhap you deemed it impossible.
Nothing is impossible. This I have always believed. And if Hydaelyn is indeed me, she would believe the same.
Listen to yourself. Are you seriously entertaining the notion that you are a messianic figure in some far-fetched tale? Well, I will not. I refuse to accept that our world could be undone by some unforeseen calamity. I also take offense to my portrayal as a megalomaniacal madman. To sacrifice oneself for the star is a noble act, and I would hold those who gave themselves to this zodiac in the highest esteem. Yet, you claim I recreated Amarot and populated it with phantoms of our people? A bizarre indulgence that would be insulting to their memory. Worse still, I even invited you there. Literally invited my own downfall. Why would I do something so idiotic and inexplicable? Now, I will allow that the hypothetical task of restoring our world would be daunting in the extreme. The thought of having to bear such a burden for 1,000 lives horrifies me. But I would never forsake my duty. I would never forsake my brethren. You do not know me. I've had my fill of your fiction. I will return to my duty, and you will not bother me again.
Emmett Selk! Wait!
You've seen much of Elpis already. If you have any observations to share, I should like to hear them. Ah yes, the energy distinct from ether. Though not my field, I have a basic understanding of Dynamis. And you say Hermes researched the phenomenon in the course of creating Meteon? Yes, I believe this warrants further investigation. With that settled, it is time for action. The missing pieces of the puzzle are here, I'm certain of it. And when you find them, the picture my future self has painted will be complete, and you will have your answer. And suffice it to say, I will aid you in your quest. Have faith. If Emmett Selk is the man Azum described to me, we've not seen the last of him.
Should we go to investigations? I'm acquainted with Hermes, of course. This visitor received by the chief overseer of Elpis. The man himself, I know only that which is common knowledge. I suggest we fall back to the tried and true method of conversing with the locals. The observers who live here can tell us surely more about Hermes than Medeon. Maybe that we may begin there. The woman standing in front of the yonder building, her name is Isame. She is the one who made arrangements for my stay in Elpis, and from what I recall, she has held her position for quite some time. So I'm sure I should provide some insight. Go and ask her questions, I will help, but drawing out answers if I need to be a choice topic. Questions for me? Well, I suppose I have no other pressing duties at the moment. Flying event cannot be skipped. Okay. Greetings. My friend is just curious about Chief Hermes and if I indulge her. Certainly, anything to be of service. What do you wish to know? There's authority in life form, flying life forms, experience, knowledge, living creatures, and general that wish to know. How would you describe him as a person, as a colleague? He's quite man reserved, might say occasionally somewhat poor with choices words, reticent nature, however, does not prevent him from carrying his duties as chief overseer. It's no secret she was highly unusual, familiar with like the chief makes his rounds with her like a mother hen raising her chick. In that instant, she's learned emotions communicate directly with one's mind. Exactly as she was created with the talent, however, is a mystery to me. My apologies to explain her nature in more depth, but I have not had the occasion to discuss it with Chief Hermes. I beg your pardon, I know Chief Hermes maneuvers, though I cannot say we are close. He's never withheld information to the detriment of our duties. Is that what you mean? Forgive us, we seem to have veered slightly off course here. Is perhaps someone else who could tell us more about Midian? That'd be Taima, who has similar expertise with flying concepts and is more of an eager to discuss subject. You'll find him conducting his observations on the banks of the stream somewhere to the east. Keep that in mind. Thank you for your patience and insight. Think nothing of it. Not else need during your stay. Please don't hesitate to ask. Come. Vacation is also a fun start, wouldn't you agree? No. And then start the birds. So what do you want to speak on? I am, blah blah, so then I thought just past the masterpiece. This has current observer's role here in Elpis, and I realized childhood ambition and dreams, research, creation of new flying life forms. Expanded upon. Looking for penny Hermes creations, and when you say so, it begins to soar through the clouds, just grace our favorite creators. That Chief's creations part of a benefit from zealous knowledge of celestial alarm. Birds climb so high they disappear from view. Others search over boundless sky in moments of rising currents. And of none save he who conceived such marvels, even he who prized elegance form is dumbfounded by his genius. My opinion as a matter would be superficial, best by admiration as a concept. I have never delved so deeply into workings of our nature. It's a gift of communicating the emotions I was abilities are mystery. Chief Hermes should choose to submit Madron's constant bird of architect. Then will design be registered to public scrutiny. Analyzing a colleague's creation for this step is frowned upon, to say the least. Of course, if he came to be a fellow artist and looking price, it would be an entirely different story. Diamonds and enchiladas. Terms do sound vaguely familiar. Was it not a flower made here in Elpis that exerted property as one or the other? Must have been centuries since I last heard anything of such resurgence of interest. Why bring up the subject? I'm flattered that you sought my insight, but I cannot afford to neglect my duties to take a vital chatter. Turn of observation surely would take your task to attend to. That's unhelpful. A good time for navigations and findings to share? Not really. I see. Next, when the field of understanding of Madron's capabilities, little awareness of diamonds. My question is always much the same answer. Hermes' colleagues view Madron as a personal project, but no details beyond that. Yeah, boy. 87. Ooh, we're in 87 already. Good. At present, strongest link we have with finally is the power of Dymas and the entrenches that control it. Those scholars are vaguely aware of this term, so let's study them in depth. Hermits seems us. I'm inclined to stay my current course, learn all we can about the chief overseers from there. Is there aught else to note? Tell me a better on her orthodox method of communication. Yeah, there's more. I wish you had mentioned that earlier in the event. They should care to elaborate. So siblings are as much obligated to expand search of deeper meaning. Thank you. The mystery at hand remains unresolved. I feel like touched upon about it clearly. We should keep in mind as we continue. As we take ourselves to there, not so far from here, just follow the path west. And when further along the part of the thing, the faculty achieve archival outpost observation system, despite the period from outside, the interior is actually a vast area of magically encoded spaces. The reason why I was here, I shall cut my architectural elections short, see the two archivists' keys there, just find someone to speak below their tower, I'll join you there and on. Any questions first? I just moment I conclude my current appointment. Indeed, so we can provide comprehensive log of those behaviors, we should have sufficient data for the official records. What does he wish to speak to me about? She was his personal research project, when I mean I assume Median. Such under document studies are difficult to track. After all, hardly a day goes past without seeing research trailed by a creation or I'm afraid I cannot tell exactly when it appeared on it. She now spends much time with Chief Hermes' side. Although I recall an interesting tale my dearest Garland shared with me. Garland is my partner and fellow researcher here in Elvis. She was returning late one night when she caught sight of Chief Hermes sitting mid-air on heavenwards, opposed to them. Several days she would speak of the scene with wonder, describing it as one of the most beautiful spectacles she should have witnessed. It sounds like a story I should like to hear. Mistress Van as I returned to the surface, permit me to thank you again for the invaluable contribution to our client's placement proposal. I could not mention, as I say, my original plan was to leave after the task once I become engrossed with Chief Hermes' research. Would you frame your retelling of the site and delighted your going? Of course, I could hear from the lips directly if you prefer. At present, she should be observing a subject and admit this, at least. She does enjoy her time there, watching the sea creatures hunt and play, gazing upon the salty waters the world's oceans are created in such sublime detail. I imagine you must find some enjoyment indulgent in boundless curiosity. You know, such pursuits must continually and regretfully delay your return to the star. Indeed they do. 'Tis a rest well deserved and long overdue, I should think. How greatly you have prospered in the wisdom of accumulated during their travels at the sea. And would Elbis be without their earlier economic work? Theories developed served as the basis for many techniques still used today. Man is a creature of contemplation, but none embodies nature with such enduring passion as you. I dare say this soul alive, much worthy to return. I shall rejoice the day to depart in your final journey. I will be honored. It's the opportunity to meet with Gillian in person. And allow me to reconfigure the door. There are cuts here. It will take you up the stair guideway and prepare the need to avoid hostile concepts on the ground. Oh, that's helpful. Thank you. I have opened the path to the skyway. Once past the door, simply walk straight across the tower and next we're in a separate tier. Right, the tier walk straight across the skyway and you'll be a self-entrance of there. Gillian will be eager to share a tale with you, I'm sure. Oh, Mr. Path, allow me to pray for the path for the assistance or as observer on the two that prescribe me. Mistress Vidal, I'm totally expect you prepared an official welcome. Tonight I'm to find fairly wish to speak with Ghislaine if that might be arranged. Then of course I'll affirm her immediately, but she may be engaged in testing phase. You should be in something of a wait. I should let her know your business is urgent. Oh, but that's her lovely view will keep us occupied as she chooses to receive us.
A delightful breeze and a breathtaking view.
Take these socks off. Goodbye, socks.
What is it like in the future? Is the world still a beautiful place?
Yeah, for the most part.
I swear I could hear the glimmer in your eyes and the adoration in your voice. While we wait, will you not tell me about your adventures? Well, not the portentous events which led you here, but the simple delights all your own. By learning about the future world, I may gain insight into future me's plans. But more than that, I have an interest simply as a fellow traveler. Short of going somewhere oneself, there's naught more stirring than hearing another's account. Incredible. Would that I could have been there to see it. Yours is a harsh and unforgiving world. Yet in spite of this, your brethren hold fast to their virtue. To know that the light of mankind's potential still shines, even in that faraway place, it gives me heart. Thank you for regaling me with your tales. I will treasure every word. As you know, I was once a scholar. And among other things, I sought to understand the workings of the world. What exactly is ether? How formed the laws of nature? Whence sprung mankind? Riddles and mysteries beyond counting. Over the years, I have managed to find answers to some few of them. Yet rather than attain a sense of mastery, the more I understood, the more I came to hold the world and its miracles in awe. We too are miracles, each and every one of us. Born of the warm breath of life that traverses the heavens, swirling through eternity. When I fully grasped the improbability of our existence, nothing felt impossible anymore. If it could be imagined, it could be done. A passion swelled within me. An epiphany dispelling all preconceptions of what was natural and true, and a presence without. Immense, yet intimate. Fate, perhaps, holding us in its tender embrace. As reassuring as it was intimidating. How keenly aware I became of creation's fragility, built as it is upon precarious happenstance. I was overcome with an irrepressible urge to know the world more intimately, to hear its voice, feel its breath. I ventured forth on a journey that very day, so very long ago now. Freed from presumption and prejudice, I saw the world through a newborn's eyes. Everything fresh and new, and so beautiful. Lands that stretched on forever. Skies one could drown in. The heartbeat of nature, silent yet strong. And amidst it all a people. Beacons of light and life. Laughter that warmed my heart like naught else before. They are my meaning, and my purpose, my love. And so long as they need help, I cannot return to the star. Perhaps my future self is still waiting for it. The moment she can let go and walk unto the end. Safe in the knowledge that man will find his own way. You, who are our future, tell me this, and tell me true. Has your journey been good? Has it been worthwhile?
Pray forgive my lateness. My observation subject was rather irritable, and it took a while to settle it down.
No need to apologize. Your work takes precedence. Besides, we had a pleasant conversation in the meantime.
You're too kind. Now then, I'm told you wished to ask me some questions.
Indeed. I've an interest in one of Hermes' creations. Meteon. You witnessed a host of them take flight, yes?
Oh, that! Yes, I did. 'Twas in the dark of the morn. I'd left the Thalassai after nocturnal observation. As I walked along, I spied a bright light climbing high into the southeastern skies. Then, in an instant, it was gone. Like a shooting star, only rising rather than falling. But then another shot up. Then another, and another. Intrigued, I made my way to the edge to investigate. And who should I spy on an isle to the south but Hermes and Meteon, the Metea, rather. There were lots of them, and I realized they must be the shooting stars that I'd seen.
A dazzling spectacle indeed. Have you spoken with Hermes about this?
Oh, yes. The sight left such an impression on me that I approached him about his mystery project the very next day. Alas, he said that he couldn't reveal anything just yet, that he needed to conduct further tests. It shouldn't be long now, though. He often returns to that isle, and I have a feeling he's nearing a breakthrough.
Splendid. We are likewise eager for the details. Well, that is all we wish to ask. Thank you for taking the time to indulge our curiosity.
You're very welcome. It's always a pleasure to speak with other inquisitive souls. Oh, and will you be descending now? If so, I shall link the doors for you.
Please.
piece of the puzzle falls into place. What we learned thus far, I think we can safely conclude that Hermes has been sent revealing the details of research to others, which suggests that either someone will appropriate his discoveries and make use of them, or Hermes himself will have hand in cause in the final days. So no reason to yet suspect the former. We should consider the latter and more likely possibility. Proceeding under the assumption our next steps should find why, or even if, he might desire such terrible fate for a star. New hat! 86 still. I should like to visit the site on which Hermes sent forth the Midi. If we are fortunate, we might find some hidden resources. It's one in the southeast, rising from the isle, she could see from the edge. If we stand at the very same vantage point, it should prove too difficult to locate the island in question. Let's take a look, shall we? I went over there, right? Now, for conducting some mystery research, where should I go? There. Ah, what about that one? It means to fly, it's just quite a distance away. Not yet. Inconvenient but hardly insurmountable problem. To me, Argos. Mother effing Argos. My friend would mind creating a double to carry Rich down here over to the island. Several creatures in a place this great star we have not together traveled and still remains obstinate to presence of strangers. Or so they're exacting standards, I'm afraid. What, you've ridden him before? Before meeting my after, not confusing that. Which is certainly not unthinkable. Speaking of here now, the quick solution is for us to face off in a sparring match. Demonstrate to him that you're capable of holding your own against me in battle, and you should convince Argos you're worthy of his back. So maybe teach you a thing or two in the bargain. I kick your ass. That's how this is going to go down. Seem doubtful, a useful lesson or not. I'm certainly a moment of remember a distant past to cherish. And so you travel at a time. Yeah. Very compass, clear amount of prayer ropes, I'll wait for the clearing over yonder.
Let neither side hold back.
Yeah, very easy.
Let neither side hold back. My blade sings! My blade sings! Impressive. I shall have to try something different. No quarter. Have a taste. I see you won't be easily overcome, but neither will I. Prepare yourself. Very well. Let us move to the final trial. your burdens and show me your strength of will! You still stand. The people of your time are more resilient than I had dared hope. I have seen enough. Twas my intent to finish it, but clearly I underestimated you. One would think I never learn. I made the same mistake with Azem when we first sparred. Despite being less than half my age, her strength was astounding. As is yours. 'Tis plain you have weathered considerable hardship. Far more even than your tales would suggest. It seems we have both learned much on our journeys. Well now, I dare say he is warmed to you. A boon to be sure. He never forgets his favorites, and is ever eager to come to their aid.
I will soon have us standing in the very spot where Medea made the departure Night Sky. With luck, we learn something of Hermes' intentions. If they find no connection, no festering wish to oblivion, then we might have Hermes and his considerable expertise working for us rather than against us. Let's move to the edge of the mounting, shall we? We'll allow Argus to catch the currents rising up from below and give us a smooth ride over the isle. If this Pleasant Argus certainly seems to think so. Now, what's the name of that tree? Noah something. Noah Todafoden.